Hi guys, welcome back to Doug's Basement Workshop, and today we are in the Big Red Barn. So, I know I'm a little out of practice and I don't know if I have my camera set up really well. We are actually looking at my chop saw station today because I had to get a new tool. To me, the best mark of a tool is when it dies. Do you upgrade it? Do you replace it? Do you buy something different? And for me, I love my little bench top sander. It's a belt sander, disc sander in one. It's a 4x36 belt with a 6-inch disc on the side. I would really like to upgrade to a big sander, like the big huge disc sander, but I don't have a lot of floor space in the barn, which I know is a bit ironic. I have a huge barn here and I don't have floor space for that sander. I've actually been running this pretty hard today, and I'm just feeling my disc and realizing it's pretty warm at the moment. If you are subscribed to my channel, you've also seen that I'm doing some videos on the farmer's market. And one of the things I take to the farmer's market is my wooden spoons and spatulas and scrapers. And this is a tool that I use for making them. I cut the blanks out in the CNC machine. So you can see the CNC marks on it, and I cut out a blank, and then I shape them on the sander. And the sander does a great job of shaping it. One of my favorite features is it does have a wonderful dust collection port on the side for a standard shop vac. Thank you, Ryobi, for using standard hose sizes and not going all fancy and trying to make your own custom hoses for all your tools. It would be nice, Ryobi, if you would make, for your small sanders and stuff, a connector that we could hook our shop vacs onto it. If there is one, get it actually into a store. I've never seen one in the store, and I would love to have one for my palm sander. So normally, I tell you guys, I'm going to look at the tool, I'm going to play with it. My trolls have been telling me when I say I'm going to play with the tool, I have a new tool, you actually want to see it run. So I've been beating the daylights out of this thing. The last one I had for 6 or 8 years, or 5 years. It was a tool that I bought when I very first started woodworking. I think my videos go back 4 years, and I started a year before that. So I think I'm 5 years in right now. And I love this. One of the things that I've done for my woodworking stuff here with the CNC machine, I made the kerf of my spoons meet the kerf of the sander. So as I'm sanding it off, that kerf matches perfectly to the edge of my sander. So I can take off the lines from my CNCing perfectly, and I don't mess up the shape that I wanted to have. So all of my spatulas and all of my tools have that same kerf to them so that they will fit perfectly on my sander. That is not the reason I replaced it with the exact same one. It's because this sander has held up for that many years without me having to replace it. Why did the last one die? My fault. I killed it. I didn't have the dust collector hooked up to it, and I had actually, unbeknownst to myself, packed this wheel here in the back under the plate with wet wood when I was grinding blanks for, I think, power carving bowls. And I was just holding the blanks on top, big blanks on top, just setting them there and grinding the bottom smooth after I chainsawed them. And I had just burned out the motor and packed this up so tight that I seized up this bearing up here. Part of it was probably because I didn't have my dust collection running. Part of it was wet wood, and that wet pulpy wood just packed all into this and just seized it all up. When I opened this up and really got a chance to look and see what was wrong and see if I could fix it, if I just need to replace a part, I found that I had seized up the bearings in it. There was nothing I could do. That may be replaceable and fixable, but that is way beyond my skill set. Came perfect. The belt was on it when it came to me, and from the second I turned it on, the belt has not moved side to side except for when I accidentally shifted it by pushing too hard. The calibration screws and settings, everything came perfectly calibrated. I did have to put on the disc on the side, but I did not use their disc. This is a 120 disc, and they gave me an 80 grit disc, but I like having a higher grit disc on the side of my machine. This is the 80 grit disc on top. Gives me a nice finish even for an 80 grit, but I am going to take a palm sander with a 400 grit sandpaper and run it over these before I dip them in oil. Or a 220, I haven't really decided yet. Depends on what's in the sander when I pick it up and use it, and how bad the paper is that's in it. It's a little warm. I've been running it on and off, probably 2 hours at a time for about 10 hours today. I've got about 50 spoons I need to make for the farmer's market, and I've got a good sized pile sitting over there now. When I make a spoon, it takes me about 15-20 minutes depending on how much attention I'm paying. The sander that came with it is pretty good. If you don't have an eraser for your belt sanders, guys, this is going to save you a ton of money in replacing belts on your sanders. If you don't have one, I got this from my brother when he found out that I was using a rubber mallet to clean my belts, because there was no place around me where I could get one, and I don't like to order stuff offline because I'm a crazy redneck out in the country. Yes, I'm covered in sawdust, I know. So I used a rubber mallet for years, and the rubber mallet works just fine. This works way better. I'm surprised how long it lasts. The real reason I didn't buy one is I didn't think it would last very long. They work really well. So the eraser with this thing works great. You can hold it out on the end, or you can hold it up there. Use it on both discs, both the disc and the belt. Doesn't matter if you hold it at the end or hold it up here at the top. Works perfectly. I have nothing bad to say about this machine, other than the fact that I haven't had one for 6 months because it died in the fall. I didn't have a need to replace it. I had a huge case of spoons and stuff that were already done, and I didn't need to replace it going into winter. It's spring, farmer's market's opening. I got a bunch of product to make. My biggest problem right now with this machine is, as every woodworker probably knows who has a shop, I put junk in the seat that I had in my shop. It actually goes 5 feet back on my assembly table. On the end of my assembly table is a spot for this to set. So I have to clear the space and get this set back into its seat back on my assembly table. Mine sits up higher because I'm carving and shaping stuff usually. I want it to be up higher at an eye level. I have back problems, I have nerve damage from having cancer treatment, and crouching down to look at stuff while I'm carving is hard, and shaping. Most of what I use this for is my spoons and cleaning up stuff off the CNC machine, so I do want to have it right at eye level. Questions and comments, guys, hit me up. This is a great tool, like I said. A lot of tools I upgrade as I need to replace them. This is one that I felt, for the money, I couldn't do better than this. I was so happy with it the first time I owned it. I couldn't see any feature and the upgrades that would make it worth the extra money. And a 5-year lifespan on the tool, nope, I'm not replacing it, guys. Or I'm not upgrading. The Ryobi version is perfect for what I'm doing. It is perfect for my little commercial shop that I've got going here. And if I can make a couple thousand spoons on it, I'm pretty happy. Like I said, I ran it for 10 hours today. It fits on my dust collection system. And I do have a dust deputy, the little 5-gallon bucket dust collector hooked up to it, and it works great with that. No problems, guys. I did hook it up. I ran it for a while. It runs well. I have beat it up some. You guys keep saying you want to see me beat my tools up. I'm going to throw some pictures up now of the box with all the description on it. It's got the code that tells you it's a DB4601G sander. This is the tabletop version. It's a 4-inch by 36-inch belt, 6-inch disc on the side, and it is awesome. Alright guys, let's take some shots of this thing working and grinding away. Alright guys, that's it. Those are the basics. Now I'm going to take this part here and I'm going to shape it on the wheel, on the grinding wheel on the side, but I can't really set the camera up and do that easily and get a good shot of it, at least not where the sander is set up right now. If you guys want to see the full version of how I make spoons and how I carve them, from CNC machine all the way through to the sanding process, let me know. It's not a hard video for me to make for you guys, and I'd be happy to show you. And I can also show you how I dish mine out and make them nice and smooth, quick and easy. And no, actually I don't do that on the CNC machine, it is by hand. Alright guys, have a good day. Thanks for coming. Remember, like, subscribe, and enjoy your day.